walk my own path. And I remembered when I was afraid to do it. I was caught up in some sort of relational activity with a group of people or with a person or a responsibility. I was caught up, as they say. And getting that feeling. Getting that calling within me that would say, not exactly in words, but it felt like, break free, Nicholas. Break free. Run. Run as fast as you can from this. And I would debate that intuitive power pulse within me. And I would come up and find the solutions or the things to avoid that. Like, nah, I'll just wait it out. I'll wait out the situation that I chose a responsibility to, or that I aligned myself with, or that I made a commitment to. And that impulsive code that I can only equate to like break free and run, it would disappear. It would disappear. And life would go on. And I distinctly remember at different parts of my life whether it was me or my diamond, my angel, me, one and the same, or whatever it was, the voice, I remember distinctly in many different situations and eras and parts of my life, I would be staring at the ceiling. And that feeling would come back. Break free, Nicholas. Run. What are you doing here? This ain't your game anymore. This ain't your home anymore. This ain't your relationship anymore. And then I would fall asleep and I'll just give it a little bit more time, Maybe this situation that I'm in will change. Maybe the way I'm interacting will change. I'll make the changes in this relational situation, and it's cool because it's on paper. Everything's been good here. Or I put the time and investment into the relational situation, knowing 10 hours before, laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, that the most powerful surging voice or feeling inside me was saying, run, Nicholas. Move forward. Go ahead. Take the steps. Take the chance. But I didn't. Because something there felt really good. Or because their curves were rocking. And the combination of curves and experience and investment and everything else, which is legit, by the way, to follow those things, like at least for me in a relational situation, I stayed. And I did this. I did this in various different parts of my life. Late teens, early 20s, Saturn returned. All phases. And you would think that after down the line that I would figure this shit out. But little did I know I was figuring it out. It was just bit by bit. And at some point in people's lives, they get to a place where not only are they called, the universe throws situations The universe throws situations where you are not just called to make action, you are forced to do an action. You know what I mean? Like you have to change. But to go back how I started this, gotta break free, you know what I'm saying? I remember those times. I was remembering them this morning, knowing I had to leave that job in the past, or I loved that person. And why was I staying there knowing that it changed and it wasn't the same anymore? Staying so long out of pride and what you think you're supposed to do because of what the world has taught you, or what some self-help guru told you, or whatever it is. You know, you toe the line, as they say. Knowing that deep something in you is like, you gotta go. Life moves on. Roll with it. Ride the lightning, Nicholas. Go. And there's times where I've made those decisions and I have gone. And there's times where I stayed way too long. And I learned why I did those things. And I could say part of it was because of love and loyalty and honor. The code that I live by. Truth. But that's what being human is. But at some point, you make the change, you make the call. Independence and your freedom and the whispers that call you to go. Now, can you imagine you listening out there, watching into this red void over here? Have you been called? Have you heard the whispers yesterday, a year ago? Knowing that it is over, it is done, but you stuck in the situation, the theme, the narrative, the relationship, the job, the way you look at yourself in the mirror. And the whispers disappear and then they come back, whispering. Change. Move forward. Trust it. Trust you. Trust your power. So many weeks ago, many of you watched a live stream that I did about a promise. About a promise. So the promise continues tonight, but in the oddest of ways, the way that I just felt the last couple days. I start and talk about independence and freedom and authenticity in the movie the last couple weeks on these videos, these live streams. And it's like, you're alone with that. I'm alone with it. But am I alone? Are you alone in it? How can I be in a world, in a place with thousands to millions of people and be alone, and at the same time together? And can I be in that place where I still follow my whispers? that I feel I'm called to move forward and to go on. And if I make that choice and I make that promise to myself, will I lose everything else? Because it can feel that way. Or the years ago in different parts of my life, like I mentioned earlier, I would stare at the ceiling with the love next to me. I can't let this go. I know it's changed. Something's got to happen. Why am I staying here? The job. It's cool here, but it's not everything. And I don't feel that it's changed. It's not what it used to be. Those whispers and then ignoring them. Well, you only can do that for so long. So can you walk that way and still be me with we? It's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. And a transit in an aspect like Venus and Mars and Aquarius in the conjunction. It's happening. It's been happening this whole week. It's happening right now, maybe. I don't know. 11:14 p.m. Pacific. You can run solo Venus and Aquarius all you want. I can run, I live this, Mars and Aquarius all I want. But I need Venus. Did Mars just admit that out loud, that they need Venus? That not only do they need and want Venus at times, but it's more than that. To graduate from that place. Can Mars appreciate Venus as an equal? And will Venus step up and, in a sense, past the receptivity and the understanding of why Mars does what Mars does with open arms a lot of the times and the other signs? And can Venus take a clue from Mars in Aquarius? Can they intertwine and still follow their own whispers, their own code, where they're still me with we? And I personally think it's a ritual and a promise. That promise that started several weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago now, where Mercury and Pluto and Aquarius were at the gates. And those two got their hand in hand. They're partners in crime, basically. Because Mercury's leading them to the gates, whoever's to the gates. It's actually Mercury led Mars and Venus to the gates. And now we'll walk through. We're down there now. And we're in that place, that Plutonian ritual place, for a long time here, 20 years. And it starts off with an exchanging of vows in the Pluto place for Mars and Venus. But are they the traditional vows that people have come to take on in the Western world, other parts of the world, or whatever culture and religion they come from, of how they do a merging of Mars and Venus, the vows, the rituals that they have, that we have, that people do. They do them here in the States. Seem to pick summertime. Vows are responsibility and our promises and structure. But does Venus and Mars and Aquarius do it like everybody else? And not only do they do it like everybody else, but if Pluto's the space that we're in, the temple that we're in right now, it's not like everybody else. Pluto's still there and can come Pluto with Mars and look at Pluto or Venus in Aquarius and say, you are mine. Your mind is mine. Merge with me. Venus with Pluto can create a situation for Mars where they pull them in that blood vow. The ultimate thick, sweet mine, honey, that Mars could dip itself into. Which means Mars does something it fights against. It surrenders. What the hell do Mars and Venus and Aquarius do here now in the Pluto place? Here as they exchange vows. See why I call it? This is how I wake up in the morning. How I dream at night. I got spirits coming to me in my dreams. I got beautiful Venus walking to me and doing all sorts of crazy things, and I always somehow say yes. And then, then I get all Marsy about it. I want to be free. I want to be free in the Aquarius part of my chart. I know instinctually that there's something else has to come in there. That's how it works. That's how it functions. I need to not only know what that ideal situation is, what that master light bulb in my mind is in the Aquarius part of my chart, and I need to act upon it. I need to solidify it so I can pound away Saturnian style and fixate on this project and this thing and make it happen, and make it happen for myself. And I know at some point, because I've done this before, that it's not just about myself, that I am actually going to take whatever I'm constructing and I'm probably going to want to walk out of the cave and bring that with me while I run into you in that special place, the converging place. And most likely, you'll be bringing your Aquarius part of your chart where you've been doing your commitment and your promise. And we can merge, knowing that our merging is Plutonian intense, but still not forever, that we can still walk away knowing maybe we'll see each other again. Maybe not. It's all good though, because in that moment, We went in 100%. I have my space. You have your space. You do you, and I do me. But before all that happens, and this idealistic vision that I have, because I'm not just thinking about myself here when I do these streams. You know, I do these streams with you all, and the people watch, or the stranger is going to walk in and like, what the fuck is this? I didn't get my immediate fix within 30 seconds, so I just click to the next video. That's cool. See you when you come back around. All good? Then some of you are you're right there. And if you've been noticing, and if you haven't caught this from me, if you haven't really seen, and you catch this from me, that I am on a mission. I'm on a mission. I'm relentless. I ain't going back. And the way it's been done here on YouTube, or what I've been doing, and some of the stuff I don't talk about, my stories and the visuals and shit, you know, I'm just telling you right now, it's not a mystery. I'm doing it all on purpose, all with an intention, one single intention. Well, I'm on a mission, and you know what? So are you. And I talked about Pluto and Aquarius and culture and society, and we got a stupid fucked up drama year coming up politically and all this stuff. And it's like all this talk in many different forms, not just astrologers, tarot card readers, other practitioners, people throwing bones, ritualistically. Everyone's talking or has some form of words or story that deals with the in-between, from leaving one place and going into another, right? You all know it. It's like how you hear the story, you hear the whispers, it's reflected towards you. Would you do it like anybody else? Maybe not. The talk that's going around, though, is like, this isn't working anymore. How come this? Blah, blah, blah. It's because no one quite knows, but you do know. And if you were to understand and really step out, that you know that everything is shifting. So can you surrender that and just say, hey, this is what it is? And for right now, if it isn't completely defined, that's fine. But I know that we're walking through the door. That's what I do. I do what I do here on this channel. I've been thinking about this shit for fucking years. This time and period, looking at the transits in connection with my own chart and my own visions and what did I want to do on YouTube. And it is about vows. It is about promises. It is about me and we. And it is about walking towards a new story. And the tools along the way and what we do, what you do to get ready for a certain something or some things. I believe that shit. I feel it every day. It's been calling me for years. And I pushed it away. I pushed the whispers away because I committed to this or I committed to that. Or people didn't understand what I'm doing or they don't know what I'm doing now. I've lost huge amounts of friend groups in the last 3 years. I'm running more solo I've ever had in my life. I don't care. When you're called and you hear the whispers. There ain't no promised land. I ain't promising that. But for what I do as an astrologer, for how I do this in my mind, my thing, how I just go here and press live, it's because we're walking towards somewhere. We're going there. And we're gonna know the place. And it's already happening. And each and every one of us has a particular talent or gifts, plural, to step into next phase. You have to deal with the real world. You have to deal with survival. Whatever you have in your world and life. But I really mean it about a promise made several weeks ago here. And I mean it about Venus and Mars merging, and the type of merging that is not traditional. That actually could be anything that you want it to be. With the understanding that I need you, Venus, or I need you, Mars, or I want to merge with you. But knowing that we could exchange the vow, but it doesn't mean that you're mine or I'm yours. But we still get to merge. You could call it commitment. I call it promises. But if you take anything here from the first 20 minutes of the stream and you're going to think about something the next couple days, let's say the next 24 hours while Mercury's still in Aquarius, is think about what commitment and promise even means to you, or what you thought it was, or what you did with other people. And you think about the situations that you were been in that were commitment and promise. You promised, you said, and how that felt good at one point, but how it turned into something else, and then it was locked down on who you want to be, or how you want to be, or even if it was different from you've been for 10 years, you like to be something for a week, and the criticism and the doubt within your head. Because if you were to make that move, if you were to be that person, if you were to take on that role, that you would lose people, you would lose things, you would lose your identity. Thanks for the super chats. I see them. Thank you. Saturn is my friend. Saturn rules Aquarius. You could still have the new thing, and it still needs its own new structure. Anyway. Damn, Venus. I don't know about the labels. I think you, Venus and Aquarius, don't care about the labeling, honestly. Me, Mars, you, Venus, we're pals. We're pals in this one. We're friends. Now let's get it on. You think about the last so many years with the internet of what situationships and dating apps. By the way, I've never been on a dating app. What the labels are that people do for relationships, are like friends with benefits. I mean, when the hell do those words get invented? It must have been in the last 15 years, maybe 20. I don't know. Maybe did it come out of 90s Gen X? Maybe. But I think it's interesting, these things, these words. And so if I were to take the Venus and Aquarius and even the Mars and Aquarius perspective, out the door with it. But we still have to make our vow. So let's do that. Let's make a vow. And it's interesting here what I'm about to do with you, because it's something that I heard recently. And it might not seem like we're making vows together, but it is a vow. Let's say starting with yourself, okay? Canada Dry, James Sanders, thank you for the super chats. Okay? What did I do with my vows? Somewhere around here I have some vows. Let us exchange vows. You're reading the screen right now and it says, say it to yourself, say it out loud. You want to type in chat? Go ahead. I'm prepared. I am prepared. Why this first vow? Why I'm prepared? We know we've made a promise. We know we're in the Plutonian place. Some people get led to the underworld Plutonian place and they deny it and they don't want to know. And they find themselves in the underworld all of a sudden. They don't even know they're dead. Just like, they don't know. And then they're like, they realize at some point in there and they freak out. Some people willingly jump in. There's me. Because I'm a Pluto guy. I willingly jump in. Some people, like, they're from the underworld and they see some sweet thing, some sweet sugary thing up there on planet Earth or wherever it is on the outer world, and they're like, you're coming with me. There's that game, one of the most oldest stories. Whatever the case is, know where you are. Know where you are in the Aquarius part of your chart. And once you know that, and if you've been watching the last couple of weeks, you should know it by now. I think at this point you could say here, with this Mars-Venus conjunction, you could say, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Prepared for what, Nicholas? For anything. So let's get this first part straight, this first vow. And by the way, I want you to imagine right now that there's a whole bunch of spirits around us, angels and people, half angels, and we're in this ritualistic place. You color it in the way you want it. And repeat after me. I'm prepared for any and all. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. That's good. By the way, I like the sound of your voice. I've been on the battlefields, blood, sweat, tears, and it is hurts and has brought pain. And I love it. Says Mars. I'm prepared. And damn, Venus, you are smoking right now. Never seen you this way. You got different hair color and never seen you wear like deep pink with sky blue, and you got your eyes are two different colors, and you're like super, you're all freaky. I'm prepared. Let's get this straight before we get to the You're prepared now. You know where you are. You know where you're going in the Aquarius part of your chart. You know this. You just vowed. It's another promise. Let us continue the vows. I'm talented enough. And what this vow is a recognition. Again, you recognize that you're prepared. And you now recognize that you're talented enough. You want to exchange the words on this vow on the screen for something else that you like the words better than this? I'm trying to keep it real simple for y'all. I'm talented enough. I'm talented enough in the Aquarius part of my chart. I see the different gifts that I have there and that, or I want there, that I've always wanted, that the whispers have been calling to me. And in the last year and as recently have whispered again. And I am no longer pushing it away. I see that it's actually a gift, or gifts, plural, and I'm talented enough. Oh yeah. So not only am I prepared, I'm talented enough. Situation comes up in the Aquarius part of your chart, or what Aquarius is showing you, or what the Pluto story is showing you. We're here today at this vow exchange with Venus and Mars about what that means for you, of how you stand with yourself and then in relation to the world. And you can break that down in layers, to people, to groups, to whatever else. Is it the 9th house in your chart? Is it the 7th? Is it your first? You break that down and you understand the nuance of that. And look at that part of your chart in your mind or on your app or whatever. And I want you to take a look at it and say, and I'm talented enough there. I got it. I'm totally prepared. I'm gifted enough. I'm talented enough. I'm enough. And there's even more. But in the moment, I am enough. I am talented enough. I have it. Exchange with me the vow and say it to yourself. I'm talented enough. By the way, not only are you prepared and talented enough, I just, again, want to say to you, it seems like I'm in the Mars role today. And so, Venus, I do my battles. You know what got me through? Besides the sword swinging and the rush that it gives me. And the bruises and the biting and the falling down and getting up and the tumbling and the smashing and the screaming. With each sword swing of my mind, I was thinking about you, Venus. That I was going to come meet you here in this place, in this beautiful, beautiful sky blue pink underworld. And that we would have our rendezvous. And for whatever else happened out there, the labels they put on me and the labels that they put on you, or that we were forced to use, I knew when I got here with you through the fight that all of that would be gone, and we shed it right here and now. That's me, we, you and I. We don't have to play that game. We play our game autonomously, together still. We play our game, our thing, our color, I'm prepared. And I am dialed in, talented enough. And I trust myself. I trust it. I trust me. And I trust the Aquarius part of my chart. Fuck the one section of the chart. I trust me. That's the whole chart. I'm using the tools in the Aquarius part of my chart to guide me to this new place, or as a reminder of what I have already have known before I even came out of the womb and out in the womb and have been battling on this indifferential world Earth. I trust myself. I trust that I'm prepared. Yeah, you got it. See, I was about to say the next one. I'm wondering if y'all saying in your head. I trust that I'm talented enough. Have you noticed in our exchange of vows how it doesn't say we trust ourselves or we're prepared? You know why I did this? I was influenced by somebody. I'm not going to say who. Maybe I will at the end of the stream of where this comes from. But it's something I've already known. It's just a very simple form. But even in our exchange of vows here with Mars and Venus and Aquarius and this Plutonian altar that we initiated and promised weeks ago, with the Leo moon opposing it all this whole day and into tomorrow, and then Mercury being at the final degrees, anaretic degree of Aquarius, we are a crystallized mind and we are expressing ourselves right now. And we get to do the I thing. I trust it. I am prepared. And it does not negate your vows or our ritual. So we are completely autonomous and equal, but different. I trust this. But I see you reciting the vows, and I'm like, looking at you. I'm like, I just heard what you said, and I believe you. I trust myself. I trust myself and my gifts, my belief, and the whispers I hear when I'm looking at you or hearing you recite your vows as we do this together. I trust what you say, knowing that we're autonomous and equal and have our own story. So I'm prepared. And I'm prepared. And I'm ready to roll. This year, we'll just keep it to this year. We're not going to think about the next 19 years. We're going to think, I'm ready to roll. And I'm ready to roll here the next 2 weeks while Venus and Mars in Aquarius. I'm prepared for this, and I'm going for it. And even if the opportunities or the unpredictable situations come up where I am, in a sense, under pressure, the old story comes back. the doubt, the fear, the oh, I'm supposed to do it this way because that's what TikTok told me. I'm supposed to do this way because that's what my boss told me. Or because of what my family said, or the responsibilities that I had from the past that never were quite me. But now I'm in this situation and I'm back in it and I find myself there. And it's like, I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to go back to what I was towing the line. I was walking the normal line, playing the waiting game. And when you catch those places, you just got an example in the next 2 weeks, but it's really mirroring this year and the next 20 years in the Aquarius part of chart. When you catch those places and you're going backwards, this is what you say. I'm prepared. You feel me? You hear me now? You see why I'm doing this with you? Because when those situations come up, the old ones do not work. They're not aligned with your evolution, not aligned with what you have to do. The whispers that you've been hearing and that you've been called to in this liminal in-between space that we're in, then you come back and you start to rewire your world, your head, your body, and you tell yourself, I'm prepared for this. I know this is coming. I did the ritual, Venus and Mars, in the Pluto underworld with sparkles of gold. This is what we did. We made the vows. I made a promise to myself, and I told myself that I was prepared for this. When the situation came up to make me go backwards, basically. It hit my pain place. It hit my trauma place. It hit the place I was always thought I should be and do by what others in culture and society told me to do. And once you come back and you recognize that space and you say, I'm prepared, not only you prepared, you know your gifts. I'm talented enough. And those talents and gifts are uniquely you. And if you've had the taste of them in your life, knowing that you wanted to know more about your talents and gifts, that's when you inject that into the situation. Then at that moment, when you're doing that, the outside influences that want to bring you back are looking at you and like, what are you doing, weirdo? That's not the way you do it. Or I've never seen you say or do or act like that ever in my life. And you're just like, I'm prepared for this shit. I'm been ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to push the limits. I'm ready to bring something new in the Aquarius part of my chart or in my world or whatever the situation is. Not only am I prepared to do it, I got the gifts. I'm talented enough. And there's other talents I've known I've always had and I've never been able to fulfill and never been able to go in all the way. And I'm doing that right now. Now, a lot of people can take that as a big F you. But don't even care if that's what it is. You're not trying to harm anybody. You made a vow to yourself. A Plutonian vow. Do they even know what that means? And not only that, when you're doing it and rewiring the story from your past, in the Aquarius part of your chart, there's going to be those who are not going to be freaked out by what you're doing. They're going to walk towards you and they're going to be like I am right now with you, merging, wanting to merge with you. Still being autonomous individuals, but in the moment merge in that new story to help with the rewiring, still being independent, still taking care of their own stuff, being equals but different. And so when you're there and you say, I'm talented enough, you solidify it. And you're like, I know this, I'm prepared, I'm talented, and I trust it all. I trust myself to function in this situation or in my life. I trust myself. I follow my code. I follow the whispers of knowledge that are coming out of the water jug of Aquarius that are just completely Plutonian soaked with Venus and Mars. And I trust this. And in the moment, when I went back to the past, when my body reacted one way, when my mind went back to the habitual place, I, in the moment, was prepared. I trusted my gifts. I trusted everything in myself. And at that moment, you change the story, you change the narrative, and everything is different from that moment on. And you will do this over and over again at certain periods of time in the next couple of weeks. This year, when it gets interesting here, with transits, and for the next 20 years in the Aquarius part of your chart. Remember these vows, because right now I just did them with you, and we just solidified this shit. Oh man, I'm so prepared, man. I'm ready to roll. I don't have all my tools yet. I don't have it all lined up. But man, is it lined up in my head? I'm just going to say those vows to myself. And when I go to sleep at night, tonight, say yes. I do. Say yes. Sign that stuff in your mind. Sign the vow. For me, right now, it's in blood. For me. My dreams, my vision, my wacky, incredible, I don't know what to call it, intuition antenna that I have. That's my particular something. I'm like, I'm ready to roll. I'm prepared. And if I disappear for a while, you don't catch me around. I'm preparing. I'll see you around. I'll catch you next time. You feel me? If I don't hear from you, that's cool. I know we're going to converge. You do you. Full support. Doesn't mean you and I don't have a vow, because we do. But it's not like how the others do. Your progress or evolution or whatever words you want to use or call or anything you want to do, you choose. But I know energetically, and I know inherently, because I'm coming from this place, my beating drum, and I trust that. And I trust that we're going to see each other at the crossroads or when it's time. And that could be tomorrow. It could be months, 2 years, 10 years, this fall. But whatever it is, I trust that, and I trust you will do the best that you can for yourself. Just remember our vows. And remember, when you go back to the old place, the waiting place, you find yourself in the flock of sheep. I am prepared. I'm talented enough. And I trust myself. And those are our vows, and they are solidified. And we are going to keep walking in the underworld. I should have made a, what do they call it? A wedding ceremonial gift list. People got those Amazon gift lists and shit. Mine would be a book list. A gift certificate to my favorite taco place. What would yours be? What I did with you is based on some very simple, actually, therapeutic mind techniques that I picked up from a certain couple individuals that deal in the sporting world, like for athletes, where because in high pressure situations, you have to perform at your highest level. And as human beings, when we're in situations like that, let's say you're in a game or whatever it is, that the doubt comes in, and the old stories, when you enter in some situations and you don't know what it is, and you've never been in that particular pressure moment, and it's survival skills and habitual stuff for you to go back to how you did something before. But how you keep yourself centered in the moment and how you bring yourself back is to use sound and visuals, or to go back and recreate or change the narrative of the story, whatever that is for you, by these vows. That when you're there, it's your go-to. You're like, oh, I just got heated. I was over emotional situation. I feel out of control. My nervous system is ramped up. So you use your breathing or whatever else, color, sound, whatever else tools, but they have the premise of I'm prepared. I'm talented enough to do this. I know I do this. And I trust it all. I trust myself to do this. In the moment, you're rewiring. Straight up. Am I pulling some weird Aquarius mind stuff on you all for the last couple of weeks? Even before Aquarius went in and Pluto went, I was already putting up weird reels up there if you didn't notice. I was using sound and color, my synthesizers, and I was losing myself here doing that shit. But I was just like, there's something calling me. I'm hearing the whispers. I don't know all of the answers, but it's brought me to this place right now with you. The rewiring. It's not just in your mind, it's in your tissues, it's in everything. You could call rewiring, progressing, something new, whatever you want to call it. You know your vows now. You want to go tweak your vows for yourself, know the vows that we did with each other, but you need to go tweak it for yourself that's more particular to yourself, more individualistic, that is your thing. More Aquarius spirit to it all. It is blessed and doused in it. So you go do that. I'm all for it. But I think you know where I'm coming from here. And I think you know what's up. So besides the rewiring, know that it's also this. That during all of this, or in the future moments when you have to come to be prepared, or you're reminding yourself of that, just think how fucking sexy that is. Just think how hot it is to with yourself. It's like you're making love to yourself. It's like you're getting yourself off in some other way, or multiple ways, and then just think about it this way too, that while you're doing that, do you know the people that you made the vows with too? They're doing the same thing. They're like getting off. So you're kind of doing this orgasmic mind meld getting off. You don't even have to be in the same room, but damn, does it help if you happen to be connected that way? However, in the same room, hell yeah, more power to you. consent and good boundaries and fuck the labels, everything else. There is that. And there is the freakiness and the kinkiness of it all and the difference of it all. And I'm talking about the difference that's like gives you the rush kind of difference. The places you go where I've never done this before, but it feels good and I feel safe with this situation and with myself and I trust myself. Or if it's with someone else or someone else it's plural. It's like, I trust you all. We built something here in this town square space at the crossroads that I have found myself, and we came together and we heard each other's whispers, and we're not quiet about it. We state our code, and people state their codes, and can they do something together? Even for that instance. And there might be other codes that you have that they don't get along with. But in this particular situation or narrative or story or distinct thing, that you actually you're on the same page. Same but different. That's hot. I mean, that's hot. Is it a utopian idea? It is. But hell, where we're at now? Go for broke, risk it all. You just gotta turn on the app, go look outside, you see what's been happening. And it doesn't work anymore. So it starts with you. You first. But remember your vows, and remember that I'll see you down the line when the time is right. And that rewiring that you have been doing and that I've been doing and everybody else, we're going to run into each other. And when we do, we are unstoppable. So she spoke, and he obeyed her quickly and arose from sleep. And when he saw Aphrodite's neck and lovely eyes, he was seized with fear and turned his gaze aside. Then with his cloak he covered his handsome face and spoke to her winged words in prayer. Goddess, as soon as I laid my eyes on you, I knew you were divine. But you did not tell the truth. Yet by aegis bearing Zeus, I beseech you not to let me live impotent among men, but have pity on me for the man who lies with the mortal goddesses is not left unharmed. Aphrodite, the daughter of Zeus, answered him, Anicius, most glorious of mortal men, courage. Have no fear at all in your heart. No need to be afraid that you may suffer harm from me or from those other blessed ones. The gods do love you. I want to thank every single one of you for trusting me today and to go with the flow like I do and just sort of feel selfish, but at the same time, I'm just doing what I said I did on this stream. I've been doing the vows. This is what it is. So I want to thank all of you for your commitment and for your willingness to take a risk and to accept the vows. I didn't look at chat this whole time. I see it going along. I want to thank again those who threw me a super chat. I have a special up for Aquarius Risings that I was supposed to end on Monday, but I left it up there, and I'm going to leave it up there until Mercury goes into Aquarius tomorrow night at 11:28 p.m. Pacific. No matter, I appreciate you all. For those not in the chat, I didn't see, but for those watching on a phone, on your laptop. I know some of you are watching on big ass screen TVs. Thank you. I know you're out there. I know some of you have been watching from afar who are strangers, but you know me. And you let me penetrate your mind. And you trust me. So thank you. And there's others out there who know me. I know you're watching. You know I always roll with my heart. I do live by the code that I have. It's truth, honor, loyalty, love. That's how I roll. And that's what I am. And it gets me in trouble, and I'm stubborn with it sometimes, but I'll go down with that. I'll go down. But I can't tweak it. And I can't turn it into other ways of doing that because I'm prepared. I'm smart and talented enough. Yeah, you could fill in the last one. You promised. It's because I trust myself.